Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Believe you me, bro.
Now, and as we get back to the conversation and as we continue, there's a former diasporan, Goshen Acquisition founder, Mr. Solomon Wangwe. He once said that a title deed is the most useless document in Kenya. Now, for those who that already own the land, how can we ensure that our investments are secure from both land grabbers and even squatters? And also, how do we make sure that we do not fall in this duplicate title deed quagmire that is fairly common? Anne.
She's on mute.
You're on mute. Mute.
I'm sorry. So I have had that statement. I've had people forward that flyer to me. And I will say title deed is the most important document you'll ever own for any property that you'll ever buy, because without it, you have no proof to show that it's your investment. It's like the title of what do you call it? The title of a car or of a house here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have to show, it's like your green card. How would you show that you are legal here or your ID if you don't have a document? You know, you'd just be void words. But titles can be fake. So I tell my customers, and they do, because I get to hear this from the lands office. Once you get your title, do a search. When you do your search, it will show you whether you are
The owner.
the land was transferred to you. A search is a good thing, and it works. And I think a search is a sure way. You don't have to worry about green cards, especially when you're buying from companies, because they are subdividing big lands. So if you go to the lands office, you do a search, the title is in your name, you are safe. And you put your title in a very good place, because without that title, you are not selling that land. You're not doing anything with that land. That's the only proof that you are the owner.
So what's the case of people having, like double titles allocated, double legit titles allocated for the same land? I mean, we've seen scenarios where people go with bulldozers. Like, for example, in Diani. Diani is is one of the areas where you operate, and it's become so controversial because we've seen a hotel, a hotel bulldozed, by someone who claims that they own that land. So how does the title guarantee you ownership of the land when someone can come with thugs and a bulldozer and just flatten all your property? Anne.
Diani, Lamu, I've seen actually in Westlands with this big expensive establishment, but a title to a land is one. The one coming second and third is fake. That means the person buying the second one, they did not do their due diligence. The third person, the same thing. One land has only one title. There's nothing like that. If you're buying the second and the third, you trusted somebody, there's somewhere you did not do your due diligence, and there's no lands office that will issue two lands, because there are signatures, there's processes, it will show who issued that, which registrar, what happened. And the back of the title, it will show even the subdivision, how it happened. The green card will show how it was moved from one person to the other. So the person buying land that has a title of another person, they were conned because they did not do their due diligence. There's nothing like two titles for one land.
So do you advise buyers to put a caution on their own titles, so that way if there's any inquiries or anything big that's transacting with this piece of land, they'll get a notification? I
don't encourage cautions because they're expensive. I only encourage titles if there's a third party interested in land. If you bought a land and you have everything and you feel there's somebody else saying they own the same land, by all means put a caution. But if I buy land today from Bama Diaspora, then I go caution it, I don't think I would recommend that.
Okay, wow.
Okay. It's expensive, it's a big process,
Yeah, I mean, this seems very complicated, like Washeke here says, our corrupt system is to blame. Someone always wants to benefit, hence putting necessary red tape. Muzi, karibu sana to the OneMicShow.
Muzi,
yes, they're on tour.
I thought he should be beating a drum right now.
He's beating a drum while watching the OneMicShow. Clearly.
Okay.
Lakini they made a mistake on that flight. Back to Africa tour. Lakini US. Lakini ni sawa tu.
Okay, sawa. And then Mutai Victor here says, it seems like finding a competent lawyer is crucial. How do you even go about finding one? Are all Kenyan lawyers to be trusted? And I think this is where Anna told us you have to get a competent lawyer. And this is where it
A
gets
competent
complicated.
property.
Yes, a competent property
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yes.
And this is where it gets
Might
so
as well use
complicated.
her lawyer.
This is where it gets so
Or
complicated.
just use Anne Mwai.
No, this is where it gets complicated for people in the diaspora because there's no way a lay person, and I understand where you're coming from, you're on the ground, but there's no way in which a lay person, you know, like you've been living in the US for 20 years, you go to Kenya maybe every 2 years, 1 month, there's no way in which you can have that capacity to make that determination that this is a competent lawyer. So there's this, you know, like there's a saying that do your due diligence and get a competent lawyer. People have tried to do this and they've still failed. So what is the missing link here? What exactly are these people missing?
Is I've seen people, when somebody tells me they're bringing their lawyer, it's so easy for me to close that transaction, because most of the time their lawyers, you know, a lawyer is not paid if you're not buying. The lawyer get paid. You pay the lawyer if you buy most of the time. And there's a statutory, there's these percentages that you have to pay the lawyer according to the value of the property. I have had more than 6 times when the lawyer tells me, Anne, I don't have time, I'm so busy to go to Diani or Nanyuki. Let me tell, wewe unanieki kupigia mwambie tulienda, tulitumana na kila kitu ni legit. Unaona? Because the lawyer maybe has so much faith in me, or they're just lazy, or they just think the diaspora is so far away, they will never know. So be careful with the lawyer you are using. Babako anakupea lawyer juu kuna lawyer wa family ameamini sana, kuna pahali alimsaidia kitambo, and now you believe you can use this lawyer for everything. I don't advocate for that.